Hi, are you about to attack your first floor sanding project? Well, we've got some fundamentals here today that might help you. Hi, I'm Stuart from Top Shelf, and we'll make a start with your sanding process. So you're probably going to head off, hire some machines, a drum sander, a belt sander, an edger. So depending on what species you've got, you might want to start with generally like a 40 grit, and you might work your way through the grits with both your belt sander and also your edger. So you might finish hopefully around the 100 to 120 grit. You don't want to go much higher than that because you end up polishing and actually closing the timber off a little bit too much. So just work through your process from 40 to 120 to achieve a nice, flat, smooth surface. Now the next thing you're probably going to want to look at doing is doing your gaps. So a traditional type putty from Timbermate with a spatula is great for doing your nail holes. But once you start talking big gaps in boards, these are a hard product which will dry hard and they'll end up cracking up as your floor expands and contracts. So things like Sidal, which is more a flexible sealant, use those in any of your gaps along the edge of the boards and any big cracks or anything you want to try and seal up. So that's your two options with nail holes and putties. And then what you might want to do once you've done that is give another light sand. Now there's different machines. You might be able to hire a Polyvac, which is like a 400 round spinning machine, and you can same again. Go through your different grits, 80, 120, to get your floor nice and flat. Take off any excess of your putties, and also around your edges where you're going to have your edger marks and your sanding marks. That's the key to a good job, is eliminating that by skimming over it with a disc or even an orbital sander, just to get the whole thing to marry in nice and flat and blemish free. So you've gone through your process, you've sanded it, you've got all your gaps and joins done, you've ran through to a 120 or a 150 on a screen, and then you're ready to start putting some coatings on. Now, we've got a range of coatings here: Lobar, Fitties, Polycure, there's water-based, there's some solvent-based out there as well. They're all slightly different. Some are a bit more user-friendly. You can also look at the staining process, and you do that step first. So depending on what you're comfortable with and what you're trying to achieve with a matte finish or a gloss finish, we can cover you all the way through those different sheen levels. Now traditionally you'll do a 3-coat system. Fitties is a 2-coat system, but we'll stick with the other main brands that do polyurethanes, and you'll do a primer coat, and then you'll do your first top coat, traditionally using a good microfiber roller and a good quality brush. And the key to that is you don't want to do all that hard work, use a cheap roller sleeve, have all this fluff come off, and then your job looked great until you see all the fluff all the way through it. So they're not that expensive compared to a cheap one, and it'll make a big difference, and it might save you having to do another whole coat or a sand. So quality rollers and brushes. Most guys would just do the first coat as your primer, then your second coat. Then once again, you'd come back with one of these types of discs and sand between your second and your third coat. And that will take out any grain rise, any dust that might have settled, or a fly or whatever. But that's your key, is to get that last sand. Make sure you give that second coat at least 24 hours to harden and cure. So when you are sanding it, you just want to see it powdering up. If it starts gumming up any your screens or discs, you must have gone to it too early. And the keys to things drying quickly are airflow and temperature. And if you get those two things increasing, your drying time will significantly increase, which will allow you to get onto it a little bit quicker. So just work with your environment, moisture in the air, all those sorts of things. So between that second and third coat, a good sand, a really good vacuum. There's even tack cloths to make sure you get it all off. And then using, once again, a quality roller sleeve, you get your last coat down. Make sure you close the whole place up. You don't want draft coming through and bringing debris in there. And that will give you a really nice final coat, hopefully that no imperfections. And then you want to give it at least 24 hours before you get back in. Most coatings take 7 days to fully cure. So between that day 1 and day 7, just keep on with your socks, never drag furniture even years down the track. We'll just take it easy, put all your filter underneath your furniture, make sure you're protecting all your chairs, tables, and all those sort of things. You don't want your dog running through the house 2 days later and wonder why your floors have got scratched. So hopefully those fundamentals can help you get a perfect finish from the very start through to your last coat. So all the best, thanks for watching, and visit us online for any more great products and more solutions. Thanks for watching.